Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. So, uh, Jim Ward passed recently. He died of complications to long term diabetes, heart issues, and in the last week or so, there's been a lot of announcements of Jim Ward projects or products being released or pre-ordered and it's a complete 180 from when Gary passed, right? When Gary passed, Gail locked down everything. She removed the rights from Troll Lord Games to publish Gary's work. And here we have multiple entities uh, shortly after Jim's death presenting releases or uh, news on who owns what properties. So I'm just going to go through this. Hey, I'm not saying whether this is right or wrong. I'm just saying, maybe I'm glad to see that we're treating things differently than when Gary passed in 2008, right? 16 years ago. I'm glad to see there's a change. But let's look at these announcements. Victor Dorso. Davec Con is going to have a limited edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons standalone module by James M. Ward for sale at the convention. Profits from the module will be going to the Diabetes Foundation for the outreach, education, and awareness of the disease, I'm assuming, among gamers. That was something that Jim was very vocal about as he fought the condition. As he was the first one probably to admit that he put himself into that position. So good for Vic for doing this. And the timing is right? If you're going to release something like this, with Angry Dwarf Games, the parent company of Davec Con, paid James in 2020 for this module. With his untimely death, we thought it was only right that we fast-track this project and help a cause Jim was so passionate about. Definitely. Again, often in these things, timing is everything. And the money is going to a good cause. I want to thank Heidi Gygax and Eric Garland for editing, Bill Hart for the front cover art, and Jamie Chambers for the foreword. Without these stellar human beings, this project would never have made it to print on time for the convention. There are pre-orders, but if it sells at the convention, it sells out. Me personally, I would have been a little wary about putting Advanced D&D on the cover, but that's if it's for charity, it's probably no harm, no foul. So that's the first. In no particular order. This is from April 11th. I, Christopher Clark, in my capacity as a representative of Parabellum Consulting. By the way, folks, Chris Clark, I know the guy, great guy, long-term creative in the industry and publisher. His Fuzzy Heroes game is awesome, but he's a representative of the company. He does not appear to be the one controlling the company. Just saying, things are written and said in a certain way for a reason. I, Christopher Clark, in my capacity as a representative of Parabellum Consulting, kind of like Gaming Ballistic, I would assume whoever founded this company has a love of firearms. Just an observation. Along with the Ward family, announced that all rights to James M. Ward's Metamorphosis Alpha, this is a huge license, the core rulebook and all its derivative works, including the Starship Warden, Dark Outpost, and Dark Visitor, along with James M. Ward's Tower of the Scarlet Wizard, and James M. Ward's Monty Hall Dungeon series, including Monty Hall's Lesser Tower of Doom and Monty Hall's Heavenly Hall, were purchased by Parabellum Consulting. The purchase transaction was completed by James M. Ward, Jim himself, prior to his death, with a view towards keeping his legacy alive. Again, props to Jim for realizing what was going on with him and taking appropriate action to make sure his work was going to be out there. And I'm sure there were monies exchanged to help support Jim's family. When you're in gaming and a creative, things like pensions don't really exist. In the coming weeks, Christopher Clark and the Ward family will be working together to identify the breadth of Jim's footprint in the hobby gaming industry. Parabellum Consulting is in the planning stages for several Kickstarter projects of previously unpublished works by Jim and is also planning for the release of new editions of some previously published works. As planning proceeds, additional public releases will be provided. Licensees of Metamorphosis Alpha products should feel free to contact Chris Clark at fuzzyhero@aol.com to discuss the status of their licenses previously granted by Jim. Questions regarding the public release can also be directed to this email. Parabellum Consulting and the Ward family look forward to their continuing cooperative relationship, keeping the legacy of James M. Ward alive. Okay, that's fine too. I'm curious as to who the peoples are that are behind the person or persons that are behind Parabellum, but I'm sure that'll come out later. This industry doesn't keep any secrets. So, Wonderfill. Now, folks, Wonderfill Giant Lands. I bought a copy thanks to my supporters, affiliate sales, and folks on this channel. And it was one of the most horrible games I've ever tried to understand, let alone do character generation. I did that with Skeeter Green and Bad Mike. We did it live. It was not a great game. So, but Wonderfill is continuously pushing the Jim Moore button. And whereas the prior two announcements were certainly classy, let's go to Wonderfill, and maybe you can draw your own conclusions. We're starting a hashtag revolution, hashtag Hollywood, and the hashtag game industry are broken. That sentence makes no sense. But in any case, thanks to you, we don't need them. Okay. We deliver direct. Fair enough. Pre-order GL1, The Broken Road, our last adventure with James M. Ward now. Now, the other two, money's going to a charity. There was an announcement that, hey, Jim made the right call to make sure his family was a little bit more secure in their finances. We're Metamorphosis Alpha. It's not going to be yanked off the market. We're going to get new material for it. We're going to get reprinted material for it. Grab one copy, only available in print, and see your name in book. By the way, folks, if you are a game publisher and this is your sentence structure, I'm a little wary of putting money in your hands, but that's just me. Grab 10 and we'll credit you as a producer. Oof. Can I buy 10 copies? But I could be a producer. Give them away and you'll be a promoter. What's the point of giving away an adventure unless people actually have the game? It's not like there's a quick start coming with this. But see how this works. Yeah, no. We're not doing a Kickstarter. You just pre-order it. Pre-order it. Pre-order it. They're saving you money by leaving out the R. I got you. To date, we've taken in about 20 pre-orders. Folks, one of the last things written by Jim Ward, it's got 20 pre-orders, and they're buy 10 copies. Hand them out as party favors. Want to help us double it? At least their goals aren't that high. The money will help us pay our talented team. No money going to a diabetes foundation. No money going to Jim Ward's family. So, whereas the first two aren't cash grabs, this one, you be the judge. Tell me in the comments, all right? Let me know what you think. And is there something that James Ward published in the past that you'd like to see come back? Me, Metamorphosis Alpha. I mean, I own I guess probably a first print, one of the early copies. I own a reprint, and I think I have. Oh God, did Goodman Games do a big one on that one? I think I own it. I own way too much stuff that I just don't remember sometimes. It must be old age. Folks, let me know what you think. All right. Who handled this the best? Who handled this the worst? Seriously. Because your opinion matters, right? You are the buying public. And if you have any ideas of who's behind Parabellum, please drop me a line. Let me know. Listen. I know it's not Doug from Gaming Ballistic. That I know. He's already got a company named after, I guess, an interest in firearms. All right. So, folks, on that note, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video, live stream on Wednesday. All the good stuff. I'll catch you later.